Okay, back from my morning run, and we'll continue this series on, I was going to call it I Don't Want to Die, but I think that's too morbid, so I think we're going to say Getting Healthy Over 50. Kind of boring, but it works. So, just got back from my morning run. This morning's run was, I thought it was less than this, but my watch saying 2.3 miles. And I decided to do a workout run that was on my Samsung Health app on my Samsung phone. So, and this isn't an advertising for Samsung. I've been with my Samsung phone forever. Most of you guys know about my story up in Alaska when I left it on a glacier and had to go back the next day in the rain and cold. So, yeah, I love my Samsung phone. But I am not sponsored by Samsung. But they have an app called Samsung Health, and they have various things on there. And yesterday I went out and just blasted and ran as fast as I could. It was kind of a scared run. And it was, like I said, it was kind of run, walk, crawl, run a little bit more, crawl some, walk a little bit more, cry a little bit. So yesterday was, because I hadn't run in so long, it was a little brutal. But it was just sheer terror that was getting me through it. Today I decided to do the app, and I put on what's called the Light Running Coach, and I found out that my fast walk is a light run, and there was only one point in time in the entire workout that I had to actually run. Any pace below 4.4 miles an hour, I was able to walk it. So I'm gonna have to look into that and maybe bump that up a little bit. What I'm going to do for the next couple of days at least is leave it that way. That way I'm not going to just ruin myself in the first few days, because that's what happens with exercise. We go to the gym or we go running or whatever, and we just go too hard, and then we wind up hurting, we wind up just sick or whatever, and then you don't do it anymore. You're like, oh, that sucks. This stuff isn't really that fun. I know that people say, oh, I enjoy it, and I know we've got some folks in our viewership that are runners, but for me it's not exactly fun. I guess it clears my mind a little bit because I don't use music. I just go out and run and think about what's going on and all that stuff and look around at nature and all that, but for most people it's not fun. So you don't want to go out and hurt yourself or strain yourself the very first time or two that you go out or work out or whatever it is you're doing, because you'll stop. And so that's something that I'm really good at. I go out after not running for 6 months and then go out and run 2 or 3 miles, and then like on a beach, and it's so hard, and then you're like, oh, screw that, I'm not doing that anymore, that sucked. So anyways, light running coach this morning. I had it set up for 1.76 miles. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. And I found out that I could walk the majority of it except for the 4.6 mile pace, which was kind of a really almost a fast shuffle. So I'm going to do that for a few days just to kind of get acclimated to running again, and then I'll go back to oh, my watch is actually showing me running because I'm waving my arms around. So I need to stop that. I actually wound up doing 2.3 miles because I when it said halfway, I continued a little bit up to a street so that I could make a full loop. So I think that's where the extra mileage came in. I am absolutely soaked right now. Great run, really. Didn't feel any pain. Didn't have any problems. So that was cool. Now an update to yesterday. The last couple days I've been scared out of my wits, thinking, oh my god, my heart's gonna explode and I'm gonna die. So after my run yesterday, I ran up to CVS pharmacy and I grabbed myself a blood pressure machine, and I come back and sat down and tested my blood pressure, and it was 145 over 101. Not great, but it wasn't 162, 117 like in upper scary levels. And I was like, what the heck? Like, that can't be right. So, am I wearing this thing right? Am I doing it right? So I actually read the manual, went through the entire manual, put the cuff back on. I was wearing it wrong. So I thought, oh, right, now I'm gonna put it on right, and now it's really gonna be off. So I test a second time, and this was just after I was done working out as well. I worked out, jumped in the car, ran up to CVS, come back, tested my blood pressure. But the second time I tested it was like 140 over 98 or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, now I'm like right at the number that I need to be for these guys to approve me for the DOT. So I was like, this is nuts. Are you saying that the last couple of days that I've been freaking out, thinking that, you know, I'm borderline hospitalized or medication and all this kind of stuff? So throughout the day yesterday, I took my blood pressure, and I forgot the book. Hold on. All right, need to get my glasses on too to read this. So yesterday, after taking my blood pressure all day long, not all day, I did take it more than I needed to though, because I was in panic mode. So yesterday, I did this, and my weight right now, by the way, is 193. And that's kind of, my weight is usually 190 to 195, so right around in there. So 193. But my blood pressure, after I calmed down a little bit and then took it a next time, it was 149, 101, and a pulse of 76. So that's not great, but it's not bad. Then in the afternoon, I took it, and it was 136 over 88 with a pulse of 85. And then later on that night, 133.91, and my pulse was 86. We were out bike riding and stuff like that last night with some friends. But and my resting heart rate has never been great. It's always been a little high. I actually thought it was way too high, but now I find out that the average for a normal average male or just human actually is between 60 and 100. And you know, elite athletes, their resting heartbeat tends to be really lower, like 40 to 60, something like that. Lori's is always around 60. Her blood pressure is kind of low, so kind of got lost. I will put the norms up over here while I'm speaking, and that way you can see what the ranges should be. And you know, I think it's 120 over 70 is normal, and then, oh, you know what? It's actually in this little book. So why don't I grab that, and then I have the right numbers, and then we'll end this video. Normal, what they want is your systolic, which is always your top number, to be under 120, and your diastolic to be under 80. Pre-hypertension is considered 120 through 139 on the high side, on the systolic, and on the diastolic, it's, the light here sucks. Oh, there we go, now I can read it. 80 to 89. And then when you're in hypertension, or stage 1 hypertension, is 140 through 159 on the high side systolic, diastolic on the low side, 90 through 96, 90 through 98, something like that. And then my glasses are getting fogged up. I'm sweating so much, it's ridiculous right now, but I just got back from my run. So stage 2 is over 160 on the systolic and over 100 on the diastolic. So when I went to the doctor's office the other day, he told me 162 over 117. So yeah, I was way up in stage 2, right? Way up in there. But I don't know what happened. Like, obviously, I was nervous being in there. I was, I don't know, obviously something. Now again, I had mentioned white coat syndrome, but I don't know, maybe. All I know is that the initial panic was unwarranted. But again, at my age, I need to start looking at that stuff more carefully anyways, and make sure that it's in check. And so should everybody. We should all be doing that when we get up into our 50s and 60s and 70s. We should be making sure that we're keeping that stuff in check. I'm going to do it as much as humanly possible by diet and exercise. Again, I will try to not do medication if at all possible. It's just me, and I know some people are okay with it. For me, I feel like they're going to have me on this medication, and then, oh, well, this medication, we have to counteract that with this medication, and the next thing you know, you're taking, 6 pills a day, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to diet and exercise my way into better health, and we're going to document it. So you'll find out if it works or not. Today was a great run. Hopefully some of you guys are going to get out and start running a little bit, or jogging, or just fast walking for a little while. Just get out and go around the block. Little by little, increase your pace, increase your distance, increase your heart rate, and get out and exercise so that we can all stay healthy together. That's it for this one. We'll see you in the next video. Cool, clear water.